First tonight, if you have a young driver in the family, please sit them down and make them watch this, because this may be the most powerful and compelling story you'll see all this year. Last month on a country road, a high-speed joyride saw two beautiful teenage girls lose their lives, and it barely rated a mention in the news. Yet it's Australia's deadly epidemic. Too many of our kids are still dying on our roads. The preaching of all those expensive road safety campaigns has obviously failed. Our children are just not listening. But tonight, Tim Noonan may have a solution.
Stupid things. It's simple. It wasn't like this was some outrageous stunt. There's a speed limit for a reason. There's 5 seats in a car, not 6 for a reason. There's seatbelts for a reason. You don't drink. They've got these rules for reasons. These are basic rules. These are the first things that you learn. And they broke them all.
I'm not sure where we were going or what we were meant to be doing. We were just joyriding, basically.
And by God, it'll take half of your heart if it ever happens to you. It will take half of your heart out of your body.
One night, one crash. 6 teenagers in the same car. 2 young lives lost. Tonight, the heartache and the hope.
I'm asking you as a mum to make good changes today.
A breakthrough that's finally reaching young drivers.
We know that we can fix this.
It might just save a life. It could be anywhere in Australia, but on the 12th of last month, it was the town of Maitland, near Newcastle. 15-year-old Stephanie Drain and 17-year-old Lana Boyd were making plans for the night, and Lana wanted her friend Carly to join them.
When did you last speak to her?
That night. Like an hour before it happened.
What did she say?
She wanted to hang out. She messaged me and she's like, "What are you up to tonight? Want to chill?" And I said no, because I had to work the next day.
Lana and Steph decided to catch a train to Maitland and met up with 4 teenage boys. Among them was 16-year-old Dylan Bush.
We're just having a few drinks for a going away party with a mate, like with a couple of my mates, because I was meant to leave for Queensland. And we were just meant to have a good time. Being stupid teenagers drinking, we all got in the car. We were just joyriding.
Right.
In the back seat, next to Dylan and another boy, were Lana and Steph. None were wearing seatbelts. As they drove out of town, the car sped up.
I leaned over to look at the speed, like the speedo, and the needle was 150 k's when I looked at it. I remember the car pulling really fast and sharp to one way, and then back the other way, and that's when I looked out the window and I seen a row of trees.
On a slight bend, the car spun out of control into 3 gum trees.
I heard just a mighty crash and bang. I come running out here. The car was there in the middle of the road.
David Boyle lives near the crash site.
And then I seen a dead body there, another girl there. The young girl was deceased over on that first panel of the black fence there. Just like they fell out of the sky from somewhere, you know. And I just couldn't believe it. No one should ever witness this kind of carnage, ever.
Steph survived long enough to get to hospital, where Frank Auld saw his granddaughter for the last time.
When I saw Steph laying in that hospital, just after before they cleaned her up. They were trying to keep her alive. I saw at that stage that entered my brain and tore my heart out. And I could not get that thought out of my brain of what I saw. So when I walked out of that room where that little girl lied, half of my heart laid with her. So I only walked out with half her heart.
Like, reality didn't hit me until we went out to that crash scene. Like, the police had said it was real. Like, everyone had told me it was real, but I just couldn't believe it was real until I seen it for myself. And when I went there and just realised that, you know, she's gone.
Is there anything that you're doing to comfort yourself?
Ringing her phone. You just ring it to hear her voice. That's the only way you can hear her voice anymore.
Hi, it's Lana. What's up? I didn't have a number like I have.
If you hear her voice, she can't be gone. She can't. And then it hangs up.
The 4 boys were treated in hospital. Dylan has shoulder and back injuries.
Speeding, drinking, driving without a seatbelt. What were you thinking?
We weren't really thinking, like, no teenager sits down and thinks to himself, like, I'm going to be in an accident one day because I'm doing stupid things. Like, they don't really think about it. And by me being in this accident and seeing what can happen and seeing what I've been through, like, I can tell people, you might think it won't happen to you, but it will. I never thought it would happen to me.
And that's the problem. Teenagers feel bulletproof. The young drivers road safety commercials try to reach, too often, switch off.
I've heard all these messages a million times and I haven't listened to them. Like, they just, you know, like, I hear them, but I don't hear them, if that makes sense.
These kids know it's a commercial. They know it's not real. There's a cameraman there, there's a lighting man there, there's an actor over there. It's not real. The information that we give the kids in Roadwise is absolutely 100% factual. And if you are killed as a result of a motor vehicle crash, this is where you will spend a couple of days, inside one of these.
But a solution may just be at hand. A powerful and blunt approach that's turning heads and changing lives.
Put your hands up if you've been a passenger in the car and the driver was speeding and you could see that.
It's called Roadwise. It doesn't preach it, it just tells it like it is. It uses an unusual and effective combination. A mum who's driven to make a difference.
Okay, because everything you hear today and see is real.
And a paramedic who's seen too much.
The last time I saw that young blonde-haired girl with the bluest eyes I've ever seen was when I placed her on a slab at the morgue, brushed some blood-stained hair off her face and closed her eyes. I know that these people don't have to die. 2 people out of this school will not see their 21st birthday because of a trauma-related event. We know this is the answer. The kids tell us they need to know this stuff. The kids say, why aren't we told this stuff when we get our L's? That's the question. Why aren't they told that stuff?
Michelle Davis believes this program should be in every high school in Australia. And there's another reason why she feels so passionately about it.
At 10 to 6, I got a knock on the door, and there were 2 female police officers at the door. And these are the words that your parents will never forget. We're sorry to inform you, but both of your sons have been killed. Brendan was 19 and I was allowed to touch his forehead. And it was cold. And I asked him to wake up. And then I had to identify Matthew, who was your age, 16. He was the passenger, and he bore the brunt of the crash. And we were only able to see half of Matt. The other half was all covered up. But his hair was messy. And his beautiful teeth broken. This is not a job, a task you want Mum and Dad to go through.
So spread your wings, fly, let go and be happy, as now we set you free.
Steph Drain was only 15 years old, but her short life reached across generations. Her funeral filled this church to overflowing.
What was it like to turn around and see all those people so upset?
Heartbreaking. Worse than heartbreaking. For hundreds and hundreds of people to be grieving was terrible.
I don't think I've ever seen quite so much grief in one room at any time. To see the look on the grandfather's face and the mother and the father's face as they turn around and have to put a flower on their, granddaughter and daughter's coffin and bury them long before they should be buried is just so tragic.
1, 2, 3. Love you. Love you, Sam.
These are people you're meant to grow old with. I can't ever see them again. They're never coming back, and you just want to hear their voices. You just wish you could take it back. Just listen when I say it. I'm your age. I'm begging you, don't want to loosen life. It's too hard, and I don't want this to happen to anyone. The pain we've had to go through, it's not worth it. It's not worth that joyride. It's not worth not wearing a seatbelt. Just listen to someone I'm your age, please.
And she and all her friends have to live with the deaths for the rest of their lives.